Welcome to the Borden Flats Lighthouse. Entering this room right here, we're in the service room. This is a room that was original to the lighthouse in 1881. Upon purchasing the lighthouse, we were able to restore and rebuild this room. Also, this lighthouse has this little service room for the inside bathroom area. And the bathroom was relocated from the outside after the 1938 hurricane and placed within this room. From this room, we enter into the first level, which is the kitchen. The kitchen was here originally in 1881. It had a kerosene cook stove, which helped for cooking, as well as it was used for heating the lighthouse. There was a chimney flue that ran all the way up through the lantern room outside, and that provided enough ambient heat to keep the lighthouse around 60 degrees during the winter season. The kitchen now has the modern conveniences with a stove, microwave, refrigerator, pretty much what you would have in your normal house today. From here, we'll go up to the stairs to the second level. The second level is the original head lighthouse keeper's bedroom. The higher up in the lighthouse service you would go, the lower down in the property you would go. Traditionally in offshore lighthouses, the lower levels were a little bit wider, so it did afford for a lot more space, and it has the built-ins that you can see. And the built-ins were considered to be very luxurious for that time period, and that's where the keeper would store his knickknacks, pictures, or whatnot. And as you go up further in the lighthouse, you notice that the built-ins are no longer there because the lighthouse does taper in size. Another really neat factor is you notice how thick the brick lining is in this room. The lighthouse on the outside is cast iron, about 1.5 inches thick, and it's bolted and numbered from behind. And it does not touch the internal structure of the lighthouse. So the inside, the brick lining, the floors, walls, ceiling, everything is its own structure. And the reason for that is that the lighthouse, if struck by lightning, it would dissipate the jolt, and it wouldn't electrocute any of the keepers or occupants within the lighthouse. And also, when it comes to heating the lighthouse, it was very nice to have that really thick brick lining. From here, we'll go up the stairway to the third level, which is the assistant lightkeeper's bedroom. And the assistant lightkeeper was out here from 1939 until '64. Prior to that, it was a lighthouse keeper and his family when it was run by the U.S. Lighthouse Service. And a really cool thing, from 1912 to 1927, we did have a lighthouse keeper, his wife, and 4 children who lived on site. So it was very desolate area. They didn't have the creature comforts that we have today, so it was very remote. The kids did get some bunk beds up on this third level, and basically the wife homeschooled them. They had a roving lighthouse keeper's library that went from light station to light station, and that's where they got their reading material to help educate their children. Another thing you might notice on this level is that we have this green tube that seems to be running from the bottom floor all the way up to the top. What that tube was used for was the weights that used to rotate our crystal lens. It's commonly referred to as a weightway. And the weights, when they got to the basement, sometimes would ring a bell, and that would initiate the keeper to race upstairs and rewind those weights so that the lens would keep its characteristic. From here, we'll go up the stairs to the watch room level, which is currently the bedroom. And this is where the Coast Guard and Lighthouse Service had their office, clocks, and all the equipment needed to run the fog bell and the Fresnel lens. This was a very active room during the day. The portholes used to open up, and the keepers would log all the vessels that would come by and just help relay back to shore to make sure all their tariffs were paid. Today we have the bedroom on this level because it helps with the Coast Guard, since our Coast Guard still maintains our light, so that they can get through the lighthouse with ease. And if you notice behind me, we have a ladder that takes us up into our 4th order lantern room. And up here we have our modern H navigation. The Lighthouse Service had a 5th order Fresnel lens in 1881 that shone a fixed red light. Around 1900, the city of Fall River got a little bit more bustling with with ships and everything coming in for the textile industry. And that's when they added a rotating 4th order Fresnel lens, which actually sat in a bath of mercury, and that's what gave it a frictionless rotation. And in 1996 is when they actually solarized this light station. We did have shore power starting around 1965. That lens was really good. It served up here until about 2 months ago, in which the Coast Guard installed this modern VLB44 LED optic. And these are very common light that you see throughout the United States. And it's a very energy efficient. They have a 10-year service life without having to be maintained or any light bulbs to change. Other than that, you'll notice our windows here. We only have one row of windows, so if you're ever visiting any other lighthouses and you see larger windows or a different expanse, it's all due to the size of the lens. So this being a 4th order lantern room could hold a 4th to a 6th order lens. As you get to larger crystal lenses, you have to add extra windows, and so it's kind of a neat fact. But today, the Coast Guard again maintains our light, and it's serviced about every 6 months. They come out here just to make sure it's working, check their batteries, and then they're on their way. So this is modern technology at its best. I want to thank you for coming and touring the Borden Flats Lighthouse. Thank you.